What's up YouTube? It's the Ascended Tech Ninja back at it again for another video, and today we'll be doing the full review on the Harman Kardon Onyx Studio 7. Now throughout this review I'll be answering three questions. One is worth the actual price of $479.99. Two, how much better does it sound than the Harman Kardon Onyx Studio 5, and we represent the 6.2. And three, should you upgrade? So without further ado, let's get on to the video. Starting off, what is the Harman Kardon Onyx Studio 7? The Harman Kardon Onyx Studio 7 is a beautifully designed portable Bluetooth luxury speaker that is designed for at-home use.
So if you're looking to have a speaker for your collection or to use in your kitchen or even outside on your deck, you can do that because the speaker has a built-in battery.
Now, when it comes to my personal listening experience with this speaker when it comes to sound, it's been phenomenal. But it felt like Harman Kardon left too much out on features. For example, Harman Kardon says can get up to 8 hours of listen time, but in my testing the volume set to 50 to 60% volume, I was only able to get around 4 hours and 35 minutes on average. But when I do turn up to 100% volume, now that's a different story. I'm only able to get around an hour and 30 minutes before the speaker drops. But here's the thing, when you do decide to plug the speaker in, it turns into a 50-watt speaker, but when it's on its battery or not plugged in, it's a 40-watt speaker, and the difference is quite noticeable, but more later. When it comes to its Bluetooth pairing protocol, it's Bluetooth 4.2. Now, this supports Harman Kardon wireless sound, so you can pair up to two Harman Kardon Onyx Studio 7s and stereo or left and right channels. Now, with the 5 and 6, it also supports Bluetooth 4.2, so it's also not compatible.
But why? Why would you do that? Why would you do any of that?
I understand why Harman Kardon decided to separate the features between them. But when it comes to its micro USB Type-C port, now that's a different story. Now, Harman Kardon says that it's a service port, but there's no app for it, so how can I service it? So I decided to try to do some experiments. So I tried to charge up the speaker and use it for a wire connection to also charge my phone and listen to audio, and all three of them didn't work. So until there is an app for this speaker, it's not good. When it comes to its 3.5mm headphone jack, finally something good. Now,
it's about damn time!
Now, most phones and devices doesn't even support this anymore, so it's actually surprising to still see such technology on the speaker. So if you really do need a wired connection to, use it for surround sound for your TV or just that wired connection in general, it's there and it works pretty good. Now let's get on to sound quality. Now with the Harman Kardon Onyx Studio 7, it's actually a pretty noticeable step up over the Harman Kardon Onyx Studio 5 and 6. Now since the Harman Kardon Onyx Studio 7 is now stereo compared to the mock sound signature, you're going to hear music how it's supposed to. Now Harman Kardon sound signature is a balanced sound that is designed for the Harman target. If you know what that is, it's basically some audiophile kind of stuff. Anyways, for the highs, they're very clean. Like I can easily tell the left and right stereo channels when it comes to listening to music, and they're bright but yet never ear piercing, and it has like this kind of warm signature to it. Now the mids, now this is where I think it's strongest point at. So when it comes to mids, they sound very realistic. Like it gives me some kind of warmth. Like I never really heard a speaker, that I've owned, that makes me smile when it comes to sound quality. And when it comes to the mids on the speaker, very realistic, but yet it's boosted enough to give us this air, this quality that I just don't get with the Harman Kardon Onyx Studio 5. Now, when it comes to bass, now both these speakers are great, but the Harman Kardon Onyx Studio 7, now I can easily get down to 30 hertz with this speaker, and that's like silver territory. Now, when it comes to its peak, or its maximum level, I'm only able to get around 27 to 26 hertz. Now, below 29, you really don't hear the bass, but you feel it underneath you, so it gives you a physical and a hearing perspective, and it's just crazy. Now, so you can see for yourself, I'm going to be playing these speakers together and see which one do you prefer. Now please put in your headphones for the best sound quality. Now let's get on to the sound test.
The back and forth has got me so messed up. Don't ignore the signs. We've had enough of the whole damn thing that we got going. You hold the strings without me knowing. Why do I have to suffer through the thinking? Why do I have the feeling that we're sinking? I need to find a way. Find a way, find a way out. What's all this for? It's got me turned around, but I can't ignore the feelings that I found in this whole damn thing that we got going. You hold the strings without me knowing. Why do I have to suffer through the thinking? Why do I have the feeling that we're sinking? I need to find a way. Find a way. Find a way. Find a way out.
Now, as you may have seen, the Harman Kardon Onyx 7 actually died unplanned. Now, this is actually what I was talking about. Like, unless you charge the speaker every single day, it won't die on you. So back to the sound test. And we are back for the sound test. So as you may have seen, I put this one bottle there to represent about how much bass this is producing. And they both got great bass, but overall in sound quality, the Harman Kardon Onyx 7 wins. Now, when it comes to just overall like sound, like everything is just better on the Onyx 7, just straight up. But since it's stereo, like you're really not gonna get like that legend register separation and on the Onyx Studio 5. Now this doesn't sound bad by any means, but since it's a mono speaker and that tweeter is actually getting more power than the two tweeters on the side, because for example, they're both 50-watt speakers, but since it's dispersing that power 5 watts each into each tweeter, while this one's getting 10 watts, you're gonna hear like that kind of sound more. But the only thing I can say that as far as bass, now it's a double-edged sword. So as you're getting like ground shaking bass, as you may have seen, it can also kind of distort the highs and mids some. So whenever you get in like any song that has like 35 hertz like boosted and like below, you're going to hear some distortion. It's not terrible, but it is noticeable at really most relative volume listenings. Now when it comes to Harman Kardon Onyx Studio 6, that is a different story. Now actually, like I heard that it has more bass than the Onyx Studio 7, at maximum volumes, but I'm not sure if it like actually shakes the ground more. So do you hear it more, or you prefer to feel it more? That's your personal preference. But if you prefer to save some money, then go with the Onyx Studio 5, because you can literally get this thing for like $130 on Amazon, and with the Onyx Studio 6, you can get that for $160, somewhere around that, while you're paying $479.99 for this if you buy it at full retail price. Now, one thing with the Harman Kardon Onyx Studio 6, besides it being a bit more bass, like it doesn't have that much, but like it does. It's also waterproof, so they also got rid of the IPX7. So even though that Alan Ross Reviews put his in the bathtub shot to him, and it survived, I would recommend it, but I'm just saying. But besides for that, since this speaker has died and I gotta charge the speaker, so I said, why not treat y'all and let's pair both of these up, play that maximum volume, and 50 watts, so that's 100% volume. 100 watts. So let's get to it.
The seasons come and go like thoughts of you. Like a wave returns to the sea, into the blue. And they change, but in a cycle that I can't lose. Each painful but delightful to live through. You came into my life just like another season. Not so long, just so long, just like another season. You came into my life just like another season. Not so long, just so long, just like another season. The seasons turn and change just like your mind. Like the sun gives into the moon, into the night. Time continues marching, it slowly grows. With each new one starting, I recall. You came into my life just like another season. Like so long, just like so long, just like another season. You came into my life just like another season. Like so long, just like so long, just like another season.
Now we are back from that sound experience. I hope you heard it over the camera. Now, the reason why I did this as well was just to show you about how the Harman Kardon Studio 7 and 5 sound, if they both support a dual wireless sound. Well, they do, just a different version. So what I used was Samsung Dual Audio, and what this does, I can take two Bluetooth speakers and pair them in sync as long as they share the same Bluetooth profiles. And sadly, even if you do get a Samsung device that supports dual audio, after 3 or 4 songs that the audio latency becomes too noticeable. Well, there's none at first, and then it just slowly goes to it, and it's just too much. So if you get the Harman Kardon Onyx Studio 5 and 6, I say keep those speakers because they'll still great where they are. Unless you really care about that sound and just having the latest and greatest speaker from Harman Kardon, then yeah, I say go ahead and buy it. But for $479.99, I say that's just too much. There's too many speakers out there that support a overall better package. Now, if you can get a speaker for $250 and below, I say it is an absolute must-have at that price. But what I like to see on a Harman Kardon Onyx Studio 8 is a useful micro USB Type-C port. I mean, why do y'all have to like send that out? But what else on it? Just, you know, overall better sound, you know, just and back compatibility with the Studio 7. Like if y'all mess up now, okay, a feature speaker can fix that. If Harman Kardon, if you're listening, please do so. So, besides for that, if you have any other speakers or questions you have for me that you want to review, link it down in the comments and I'll see if I can do it or not. But besides for that, thank you guys so much for watching the full review on Harman Kardon Onyx Studio 7. And this has been the Ascended Tech Ninja. I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.
Woke up, told myself to push and never stop. I've been stressed out, watching both these hands around the clock. With my eyes wide, trying to get the panorama shot. Whole world getting blurry to me, answers getting lost.